Hi, this is Kip, and I'm coming to you from the Old National Kroger because I want to recognize uh, May 15th uh, will be the 26th anniversary that this store first opened. And I cut my teeth in community development right here along Old National and Flat Shoals. And I'm really concerned that the history is being erased. We've got people along Old National now that probably have no recollection, uh, and we need to properly document the history. I was here. Uh, we had some of the area schools, and I want to think that was a Thursday or a Friday. And Evander Holyfield, he showed up, and that was probably the only time that he ever set foot in that store. Uh, but um, Kroger was going to pull out of the corridor. Those of you who were here back in the 90s, remember they were down on Godby and Old National. They wanted to completely leave the community. So uh, I was part of the community leadership. I was on the board of the Old National Merchants at that time, and we managed to convince them to look at this parcel. Uh, and I think that was what, 97 and 98. And so May 15th, 1999, which will be 26 years ago today, because I'm going to try to tape, I'm taping this so that I will have it up on May 15th. I don't even know if there's any Kroger employees that still at the store now who were working back in 1999. Let's see, they had a Blockbuster video store. They had, let's see, what else did they have? And this was back in the day. Oh, they had these little picnic tables, and it was a great idea at the time. But what it did, it encouraged a lot of loitering, and so a lot of people they would just park themselves in these tables, and they would sit there the whole day. And eventually, I guess about 2 or 3 years later, they realized that that might not have been the best idea, so they removed the tables. And then, of course, I guess right before COVID, this Kroger, along with most Kroger locations in Metro Atlanta, and that's Kroger, not Kroger's, were open 24 hours. So, uh, one of my roles, I was like the community liaison, and I took it very seriously. And so me and Dominique Huff, we're going to sit down and do an oral history and talk about the corridor at some point, because we've got to properly document the history. And, uh, you know, uh, this was when what's now the city of South Fulton, what is this, District 6, was all unincorporated South Fulton at that time. So, uh, any rate, we got a lot of memories of that day. Uh, there was like if where the original self checkout is. There was a picture of opening day that was on top of the cash office, uh, and I think they renovated the store. They took the pictures down. Some of us raised a fuss. They put the pictures back up. The pictures have been removed. The pictures need to be back up again. All right, and uh, you will see me actually uh, in, uh, I was in the photo. I was in the photo. Let's see. You had Senator James, um, other community leaders, the district leadership of Kroger, which all of them have long retired and have moved on. And then they had a phenomenal store manager. I believe his name was Rufus Thompson. And my understanding is he has a son that is now a manager inside Kroger. I don't know where he is. I think he might be in Coweta County. But if he's a great manager, they probably have already shifted him uh so many places. But any rate, I have lots of great memories of being here, of learning about community organizing, that was not political, but it was really community driven. Um, and the things that I learned about community has served me well, and I continue to use some of these skills, soft skills, uh, to this day, all these years later. So watch this space. We're gonna keep talking about this, but I did not want to let May 15th go by without mentioning Kroger, and want to give a shout out to all of our various elected officials that have worked very hard and in their support and advocacy for Kroger, especially my good friend Councilwoman Natasha Williams Brown of District 6 of South Fulton. I was president of the Neighborhood Association, Woodward Estates. She was my most active member, and she will tell you to this day, the first 10, 15 minutes of the meeting was people would bring their concerns about Kroger. And a lot of it was customer service issues. And I guess it's because I had developed a reputation of troubleshooting and helping resolve complaints that people felt comfortable bringing their issues to us. But one of the things that we try to educate our neighbors is if you have a problem with Kroger, don't leave the store until you talk to a manager, period. And, bringing it to the meeting is fine. But you really need to develop a relationship with the management. And that first unit manager at Kroger, he left, and they just had like a revolving door of managers for a while. And you notice how I think they've kind of moved away from having the picture of the store manager, like when you first walk in like in the foyer. They don't do that anymore. I liked when they did that, especially when like every 6 or 7 months we would see a new manager and the picture would change. So, but at any rate, May 15th, 1999, Kroger at Old National and Flat Shoals opened. And of course, there was really nothing on the other side of Flat Shoals where Walmart is now. I want to say AMP was there. Then of course Georgia Power had a bill paying center. I think there was a drugstore over there. And there was a lake. My understanding, behind Walmart, there was some type of lake, because I think back in maybe the 30s or 40s, church revivals and baptisms were held over there. And so, any rate, it is so important to properly document history. And all of us, whether we know it or not, have been involved in very historic events. And what I challenge you to do is to make sure that you document whatever you've been a part of, because if something were to happen to you, that history is lost. And don't expect anybody to tell your story but you. So, Lonnie King, the civil rights leader, he taught me before he passed that sometimes people will try to insert themselves in historical events that were not around. All right. So we know who was here in 1999. And, that's pretty much all I want to say. But stay tuned for our oral history, and where I will be able to kind of expand upon Kroger, why it left the city of College Park, bringing it here, and just the various challenges that we had once it got here. So that's all. That's all. But I just wanted to again note the fact that it was a red letter day. I think we did something in honor of the 25th anniversary last year. I don't know if the store will be doing any store anniversaries or whatever. They used to do it back when we had community leaders that really worked to try to keep Kroger centered in the community. They had like a little community room back in the back where we would have meetings. I know I had a number of meetings back there. Don't know if they do that anymore. So anyway, I just thought I would give my thoughts on today, the 26th anniversary of the opening of Old National Kroger. Take care.